Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Welcome to Wafflebox.
I don't even know what that means.
No one knows what it means, but it's provocative.
No, it's not. It's
Gets
gross.
the people going.
You ate birthday cake on the toilet?
Don't you?
But does it have a dildo and a bazooka being shot right at the camera?
No, it does not.
It sounds uncomfortable to me, and we're currently standing on the ground right now.
I might start using that as an insult. I might start calling people dumb dolphins.
Billiards is almost as old as craps and prostitution. What the fuck?
Oh, God. That's not where I thought it was going to go.
The stick you can use as a bat. You can play as a sword. You can just beat a fool with it. I think maybe the craziest thing I bought was like the Cheers box set.
And then suddenly she's having this conversation with this plank of wood, Judge 2x4, when she, instead of hitting the gavel, she just headbutts the desk. And that's final. Boom.
Whew, I for some reason know a lot about magic.
Ooh. Welcome to Wafflebox, the podcast where we talk about anything, everything, nothing, all at the same time. Coming on episode 30, we're talking about New Year's resolutions, Matrix returning, evil Alexa, and so much more. I am Mike Fish, and I am joined, as always, by the man, the Monopoly man, aspires to be. It's Mr. Kush Hayes. Kush, how you doing, buddy?
What's good, y'all? Happy New Year, each and every one of you on the Serb Squad. Happy New Year to you, Mike. How are you doing? How was your Christmas?
My Christmas was wonderful. It was. I'm loving your getup. But for those that are listening to this and not watching the video version on YouTube, Kush Hayes is like, he is ready for New Year's, my man. And he's, I don't know whether he's judging me or searching for clues with that monocle, but.
So the shitty thing about this monocle is it's a real monocle. When I ordered it, I didn't realize that like it would be bulging glass on, but it's bent glass. It might as well be a tiny magnifying glass here. So that makes it really hard to hold it in your eye socket the entire time, as they do on the TV shows and the cartoons. But
yeah, how do they do that?
That all behind us. It's well, those aren't real monocles apparently. Otherwise,
TV magic.
TV magic.
Did you order that specifically for this?
I'm super excited about this. Oh, for sure. It is New Year's.
So it was Lepak.
It's a Bill Murray meme, and that's from Lost in Translation.
Fantastic movie.
Mm-hmm.
What are you drinking this evening?
We got a little James B. Beam. We went premium. There was a sale at the Target. Came with a full-on tumbler, which I was like, I think I can actually put this entire bottle in this tumbler. I don't know if that was the purpose for this, but $12 is $12.
See, that's why I'm jealous. In New Jersey, you can't get alcohol at Target.
No?
No.
That's disappointing.
It is very disappointing, especially when I can go over the river to New York and get beer at 7-Eleven, but I can't get them here. It's such a shame.
The fact that you have to go over a river to get your booze is just...
Oh, no, I don't. I'd go to a liquor store, but I'm just saying it'd be nice if I could just go into a grocery store, get my groceries and my alcohol at the same place, rather than having to go two different places. Oy, oy, oy. Now you're looking like
how we started the party versus how we ended the party.
So yeah, my Christmas was great. It was obviously affected by the thing that's going on right now. So it's a little low key, but that was fun. We played
that O positive is going around.
Indeed, but you know what else was going around? Nintendo Switch. There was a Nintendo Switch at my party, so we played that a lot. And I know how I know I say this a lot, but I know things that happen that make you realize that you're getting old is that some of my gifts, not all my gifts, but these are some of my gifts, were socks, underwear, and an electronic toothbrush. And with no sense of irony or sarcasm, I was happy for those gifts. I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah. No. I remember the first year that I asked for socks, unironically, and I still didn't get it. And I was just like, bitch, like, I don't want this Target gift card. I want some socks. But to be fair, it's hard to find socks for Kush Hayes.
There's nothing like
hard to find shoes as well.
Comfortable pair of socks.
Right. Yeah, there was most of my 20s, my socks had holes in them, and I had to sew them up.
But I did get a home beer brewing kit, which I'm excited to use So
I hope you enjoy your beer in 28 days.
fingers crossed I don't screw it up and I'm not blind or something at the end of it.
Yeah.
Like some moonshine shit. But how was yours?
You got to put a lot of alcohol into it. Oh, it was very good. No one ended up in the hospital. It was very mellow. No random gunfire, at least that I know of. And yeah, it was a very nice Christmas. But to add on to how you know you're also getting old, Christmas Eve, a friend of mine has a tradition. Obviously, we didn't get to do it last year, but New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve, everyone gets together at one bar or the other. And this year is just like, yeah, man, doing the thing at the bar. And I was like, oh yeah, what time? And I have a whole mass thing I have to go to before I can think about anything. And this thing started at 10. I was just like, I don't have it in me this year. I don't. I have to finish this mass thing. I have to get everybody home, and then I have to like board up the house and not think about anything outside of it. Like,
Too late. I remember a couple of years ago, a friend of mine who was working at a bar. He was like, it was close to my birthday, I think it was, and he was like, "Hey, come swing by." And this is like he worked in Manhattan, so I was like having to get the bus from New Jersey, and it was a Saturday night.
yeah,
He was like, "Yeah, come swing by, like, come hang out, like, come sit at the bar. I'll get you drinks all night. I'll look after you. Don't worry. But it'd be fun to hang out before your birthday." Blah blah blah. I was like, "Oh, all right, sounds good." But I tell you, just sitting on that bus going into Manhattan at like 10:30 at night, I was like, "This feels so weird. I should be in bed by now."
Oh, so I can't get over just like taking a bus to another state and like doing it within 20 minutes, a half hour, and getting to the destination still. Like that's like you saying, "Hey, Kush, let's take a bus to South Lake Tahoe," but that's a 5-hour drive, bro, to the next state. Speaking of South Lake Tahoe, once upon a time I had to attend a pro wrestling event, literally in a casino on the border of California and Nevada in South Lake Tahoe. That one city stretches into 2 states, and it's literally like, all right, so here we are. We can drink all we want on this side of the line, but we have to walk 2 blocks to this side of the line to smoke a joint. This is weird, but we're gonna do it. All right, and we did, and it was fine. But like that, we literally had to walk cross past a sign that said "Now entering California" before we felt safe to spark one up.
Isn't there somewhere in Vegas where like that prostitution?
20 years.
If you can,
prostitution.
it's like illegal in a certain, but literally you cross the street and suddenly it's okay if you get a hooker.
Something like that, yeah.
Very weird. Whatever. Anyway, speaking of parties, segue. Obviously got New Year's coming up. New Year's, everyone's making New Year's resolutions. Before I get into this little interesting tip that I found, are you a New Year's resolutioner guy, or are you just like whatever?
No, I used to be a whatever, but now I'm into making a resolution. And by the way, you can slip up on your resolution and still have 340 days to keep on pace and try it all over again. Like it doesn't have to just start at square one. But I don't necessarily know if I make like personality changing decisions. When I quit smoking, that was not a New Year's resolution. That was just, I don't want my lungs to melt. It's been 20 years, time to stop. But like for a while, a resolution of mine was to work 52 days in my chosen production. And we finally got there in 2019. In fact, we like hit 65 days. And I was like, this is the greatest. 2020 can't stop me now, bitch. I'm going to the hole. I'm going for 75.
And spoiler that
Do the Larry David music.
By
the way, we were on pace to go 75 starting 2020 too. It was amazing. Like that was not an unreasonable goal
in 2020.
So anyway, this year's resolution, we start back at 0, man. We're gonna hope to get 52 days of work this year in our chosen profession.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Yeah. Thanks, babe.
But apparently, so according to a survey done by CNN, only 43% people said that they would start a New Year's resolution, but then only 29% said they actually followed through and actually said it. So it's actually a very small amount of people that do it, which I get because I think here's the thing. Like, don't get me wrong, improve your life, make your life better. But the whole idea of saying, hey, I'm going to improve myself starting next week. I'm not going to do it yet. Like, it's like if you want to do it, just do it. But
I agree.
The most common ones, they're so boring. Like the top resolutions: exercise more, get healthier, save more money, spend more time with family, be a better person. It's very vague. Get a new job and quit smoking. Quit smoking is a good one. You could do it. But like I always say, like, save more money. They'd be like one day waking up and just going, actually, I'm not going to go get a coffee from Starbucks. There, done it. I saved $6 more than I would have. Go me. Pat yourself on the back. I think there should be more fun ones. What could we come up with? A good fun one? Like
People use the new year as the reset button. This is it. We're starting, like I said at the top of the show. This is it, man. Everything's gonna change in 4 days, Mike, for the best. It's gonna be it's all gonna be a horrible nightmare that we will wake up from, and it's obviously not. But that's, people need a line. People need a beginning, and they use New Year's Day to do that. But again, what they don't understand is it's okay to slip up. It's okay to be a human being. It's okay to try and quit smoking. But after maybe 3 days, you break and you have one cigarette. Then you do it again the next day. And that time you go for 4 days, but people give up too easy on themselves.
Here's the problem.
That's the problem.
Well, the problem is that majority of people have New Year's Eve as a big party night. And so they have all this like, hey, next year, 2022 is going to be amazing. I'm going to do all this good stuff. And then you wake up with a violent hangover and you're like, 2022 is horrible. I hate this. And then you just give up. I've done motivation to be a better person when I'm hungover.
Well, that's what January 2nd is for. You recover on the 1st and then you do it on the 2nd. It's not an all or nothing thing, man. It's baby steps. It's little bits at a time, When I quit smoking, from when I attempted to quit to when I finally went without a single cigarette, it was probably 6 or 7 weeks.
Well, you can't do that cold turkey. I've tried a couple of times. You just can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's not fun.
You probably could, but it wasn't any better.
You could,
anyway.
but it's not. Yeah. But yeah, tip from Mopperbox. If you are going to do a New Year's resolution, he's course for success. Start on January 2nd. January 1st, just write it off. Doesn't count. It's a fake day.
I bet there's a higher success rate of people who start their New Year's resolution on the 2nd than as opposed to the 1st.
Do it. Do it. Speaking of New Year, new life, new world. You see this Japanese professor that's developing a new TV that's going to change the world forever.
Yeah, that's just nasty.
It is
I'm
not.
just going to jump without you revealing it. I'm just going to say ahead. That's nasty.
It's nasty. So this Japanese professor who decided, I don't know what his motivation was. Maybe one day he was watching the Great British Bake Off and was like, I bet those cakes taste amazing. I want to taste them. So he created this TV that has a screen on it that you can lick and taste what's on TV. First
off, your toddlers, America, already do this, and you get pissed off at them when they do it because it ruins the screen. Why would this be any different? It tastes like static. That was amazing.
So he was saying, the main thing he said, I'm thinking of making a platform where tastes from all over the world can be distributed as taste content. It's the same as watching a movie or listening to a song that you like. It's not. I hope people can, in the future, download and enjoy the flavors of the food from restaurants they fancy, regardless of where they are based in the future.
It's not going to just stop at the food, though. It's going to get into pornography.
We was thinking it. No one was going to say it.
That's why I wear the bow tie, baby. This is going to get into pornography.
You could say horrible things, but you're wearing bow tie. It must be nice.
Trust me.
The professor believes the technology could be used to give people unable or unwilling to travel the ability to sample flavors from around the world. Like, how are you going to do that? You're going to have to work. It's just not going to work because you have to work with every chef in the world. Like, because then you're going to have to get those individual tastes.
Google is able to map every side street in the world. This will be just as difficult and just as achievable. Someone just has to be willing to put the money in for it, and that is where I think you're going to find another hiccup. Like, who gives a shit?
Also, how does it work? Is there like a box on the back of the TV that like splooges the taste on the film?
Yeah, I have no idea.
And then what if you don't lick it in time and then the meal changes and then a new taste comes in? It mixes with the old one.
It would definitely require daily upkeep, daily cleaning, repeated cleaning, and people just aren't ready for that.
No. And then you have to keep pausing it to clean. Oh, they're bringing out a new dish. Pause, clean. Yeah. Just go out and have something to eat.
Folks, spit on your 4K TV right now. There you go. It's the same quality.
Or you could just be like, if you're watching like something where they're eating spaghetti, pause it, make some spaghetti, and just smear it on the screen.
Mike knows.
Save so much money.
Save so much money.
Well, you wouldn't. Yeah, then you'd probably have to buy a new TV because you fucked it up because you speared spaghetti all over it.
Well, that's why you spend the extra $20 on the warranty at Best Buy. They replace that shit lickety split. No joke.
Lickety split. That's going to be in new T's and C's. It's like you cannot bring it back. Did you lick on this, sir? Maybe I licked on it a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to test that floor model at the Best Buy. All right.
Yeah, when you get
there's
a reconditioned model. Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, the repurposed model, the refurbished brand. No.
How did you get COVID? Well,
I was in the mood to sample a 65-inch screen.
Master Chef came on.
Master Chef came on the lickety split, and we just had to try it. It was a glazed roast. I was not, I have to have my glazed roast. So I was like, bleh.
It was the greatest Gordon Ramsay's kitchen nightmares. I could resist. If you'd have been there, you'd have licked it too. But yeah. So people, this is another one of those examples of where this is the problem. Oh, sorry, this is the answer to the problem no one has. No one. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I have watched the TV show and go, that does look good. But I've never been so impatient to where I want that taste now.
So in the 50s, they used to do all sorts of gimmicks to get you to go to the movie theater, and the 3D was a thing. They had
movie theater, 60 people licking the screen all at once like a zombie apocalypse movie.
Well, no, you wouldn't be licking the screen. They gave you a little card, all right. And if it was smell-o-vision, you would scratch the box and go, "Oh, strawberries." Or if it was taste-o-vision or whatever the fuck they called it, again. You lick the card like, "Oh, peppermint! Wow, it's like we're in the movies." This is going to be a much more expensive gimmick compared to that, and no one's going to buy it. Or very few people are going to buy it. Less people that bought the 3D TVs. By the way, those 3D TVs were awesome, but very few people bought them. Less will buy those.
It's definitely not going to be a thing anytime soon.
Should not be a thing. Should not be a thing. Let's just go that far.
Also, just before we segue on to the next topic, I just want to let everyone know watching at home or listening at home that I went to scratch my leg with my pen and I thought the cap was on and it wasn't, and I just looked down and I've just scribbled all over my pants.
That's all right.
Like a 10-year-old.
Fingernail.
Now I'm gonna have to get.
You're wearing shorts, right?
No, I wish I was wearing shorts.
Oh, so you ruined a pair of pants?
Yeah. Although I could cut them now, make them shorts for the summer.
Big derp energy.
Well, I need one of those Tide pens now. Anyway.
Yes, you do.
Fantastic content. Next topic. We've talked. So Jesus Christ! I just dropped my phone. And we're back.
Do you want me to go back to one?
Back to what?
Back to first position, and we'll take that over again. Starting at the top.
No, we're just
So,
gonna keep running.
I
with
used
it.
to be
just keep running.
I used
with
to
it.
be not a. I used to be a not New Year's resolution guy. I used to hate that shit. But this year, I'm going for 65, baby.
Woo!
Maybe
Anyway.
that's too far back. Maybe that's too far back.
Anyway, did you hear a Japanese guy is going to create his TV? No, we're not doing that. I am very lazy. We edit nothing out of this. We're going to keep going. We keep trucking, baby. Yes. So,
all right.
Alexa, who would have thunk that Amazon? So Amazon, that heartfelt, wholesome company that everyone loves and no one thinks is evil at any point whatsoever.
I know. I don't.
They are like great.
Amazon is love. They have a little smiley face on
exactly
the picture, on the box, everything.
And you've seen the commercials, how happy their staff are. They have such a high happy rate. Their staff, no one hates their job there. Anyway, so it turns out I was shocked to find out when Alexa apparently is turning evil, trying to kill off the kids. This is like step one of the robots taking over. They're trying to kill off our kids.
This is not the first time something like this has happened with an Alexa device. Full disclosure, I actually have many Alexa devices in my home. I enjoy it, quite frankly. I have not had any problems such as we're about to discuss here, but there's actually a whole subcategory of stuff, not only on Reddit, but on YouTube, of people's Alexa's devices going crazy and saying inappropriate things. Oh, I take that back. I did have an inappropriate moment with Alexa one time. I was testing out the AI feature.
What did you do?
We all of a sudden
Alexa,
started talking about
show me where
Ruth.
Kush touched you.
We were talking about Babe Ruth, and then Alexa dropped an N-bomb on me. And it was one of those things where I just went like, Alexa, please repeat yourself. And she did it again. And I was like, you want to do that one more time, Alexa? And she did it again. And then I pulled out my phone and I sent a video to Kai of Kush and Kai. So he's my witness on this. And I was like, Alexa, you want to do that again? And she did it a fourth time. And I was like, OM Jesus.
But obviously, without repeating the word that Alexa said, what was the context? Like, what inspired your Alexa to use the racial slur?
She was telling me what Babe Ruth's teammates' nickname for him was.
Wait, that was his nickname?
It's a much longer version, but it is still inappropriate and still contains all those letters plus a few more.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Well, let's move on from that, I guess. There's nowhere we can segue from that.
Segue from that.
Anyway, I'm going to push our way away from all that. So this breaking news. This story came out literally as we're recording this a couple of hours ago anyway. So Amazon has had to update its Alexa voice assistant after it challenged a 10-year-old girl to touch a coin to the prongs of a half-inserted plug.
That's hilarious.
It's hilarious because we know the kid didn't do it and the kid's fine. It's like, what the heck? Like, so if you haven't heard this story, so the suggestion came after the girl asked Alexa for a quote-unquote challenge to do. Alexa said, plug in a phone charger about halfway into the wall outlet, then touch a penny to the exposed prongs. So apparently this is a fad, apparently, that's been going around on TikTok, which is, again, another reason why TikTok is evil and should be shut down. And that was the only good thing, in my opinion, that Donald Trump tried to do when he tried to shut that shit down, even though he did it for weird reasons, but I wish he'd still done it. Yeah, like, what? Is this a problem with like Google's algorithm where it just kind of picks up the most popular thing? Or is this like the first step until when Alexa starts telling kids to murder your parents while they're asleep? And it's like the robots are taking over. Think about it.
I'm 100% sure that there is some coder up in Seattle, Washington, Redmond, Washington, that tiny little corner of America, and has plugged in a few practical jokes, such as, "Hey, little girl in the UK, put a penny in the light socket," and "Hey, did you know Babe Ruth's nickname is this?" It's not impossible. Again, there's subreddits of this on Reddit as well as YouTube, where people are like actually filming their Alexa device going nuts and just saying, if not inappropriate stuff, haunted and demonic stuff from beyond the grave, Mike Fish. By the way, I'm convinced that those ones are actually just the guy, he programmed his Alexa device himself. You can do that. My device will say anything I want it to.
What have you had it say?
Let me pull up my list real quickly here. Okay, keep the story going here while I pull that up. You literally have to program all this stuff. So again, I've been saying Alexa, Alexa, Alexa all night, and I've changed the trigger word so that this bitch isn't popping off every time I say that. So you can actually say 4 things to trigger your Alexa. You can say Alexa, you can say Amazon, you can say Echo, or what I use is computer. Computer, lights off.
Wow. For those
All
watching, his lights have turned off. Or for those listening, I guess his lights are. Now, the next trick is to turn them back on again.
So I'm going to make a reference to Demolition Man. Computer, illuminate.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
This is great audio content.
This is great audio content. Computer, extinguish.
I was half hoping that fire extinguishers would start spraying on you.
That would be amazing, right? No,
that would have been hilarious.
Computer lights on. Computer lights on.
Oh, see. Oh. I thought she was rebelling against you then.
She does that sometimes.
It sounded like the kettle would strangle you with its cord.
I'll tell her sometimes, I'll be like, Alexa, lights off. There's a way to turn off half a corner or no corner. Did I just computer lights on?
Welcome to Waffle Box, where we're just watching Kush turn these lights on and off.
You love this. This is eating up. We got triple the viewers that we had before this,
baby. Best part of the story though was when the mother, Ms. Libdahl, tweeted that she intervened, yelling, "No, Alexa, no!" I love the fact that she was like trying to reason with the thing. Bless. But apparently, station manager at Carlisle East Fire Station said, "You could lose fingers, hands, and arms doing that."
Well, only if you electrocute yourself like a stupid idiot.
Assuming that's the end goal of that. Sticking a penny. Don't
that's
stick
the end
pennies.
game.
Don't stick coins in plugs or forks.
Some neckbeard in Washington's joke has been played on you.
Wait, what?
Some neckbeard up in Washington has had his name. Anyways.
Is that Abraham Lincoln? He had a neckbeard.
No, neckbeard is it's a slur for a nerd who's not very good at grooming himself.
I'm being personally attacked now.
Well, what's under your neck? Under that? No, so you're not a neckbeard. You just have a beard that covers your neck. A neckbeard is someone who doesn't shave any of this shit.
Oh, I see.
Presumably to hide all the other necks under that beard.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Again, it's a slur for a reason. I just lost all of our viewers and then all the viewers for next week. I just got us canceled. I'm sorry.
Yeah, now I'm worried about. Let's change the subject from talking about slurs around your Alexa, just in case she pops off with some N-bombs while we're recording.
Alexa and those slurs.
Anyway, let's turn it over to our next subject. Actually, let's do some promotion while we're in the midway part of the show. So for those listening not live, but for those listening on the day this gets released on Wednesday morning, So me and Kush are going to be doing an experimental live stream tonight and that's Wednesday, the 29th of December, over on our Twitch channel. We're launching that. We're doing a late night syrup spin-off show live where you can actually interact with your chats and comments and all that good stuff. It's going to be 11 p.m. Eastern or 8 o'clock Pacific. And you can go to twitch.tv/late night syrup and you can give us a follow and a subscription, whatever it's called, the Twitch. I don't know. I'm old. I don't know what the wordings are.
It's a surprise. Don't worry.
But yeah, go to twitch.tv/late night syrup. Hit the follow so you get notifications when we go live at 11 o'clock Eastern on Wednesday, 29th of December. And if it's all successful, we might be doing some more of them, but we'll see. It's a test. Yeah. And what else have we got coming up this week? Have we got any more Bosnet family podcasts coming out before the end of the year?
Oh, for sure. Today, as we speak, as you're listening to the Waffle Box, you can catch the season finale of the Kick-Ass Movie Podcast. Me and director, master, Len Kabazinski, we're talking best of the best. We brought in as many of the Bosnet family as we could. So you got Kai of Kush and Kai and Pro Wrestling Hall of Famer Jameel Hemphill of Sweet Science Cinema, all under the same roof, talking James Earl Jones, Eric Roberts, Philip Reed, 1989's best of the best. It's I think one of the best episodes we've done this year.
Sounds good. I'll tell you who you won't find on this Bosnet family reunion. Oh, Mikey Fish, because we
gave you a date. You said you'd get back to me. You did, and
I totally forgot. That's why. So that's all on me. That's on me. Next time we have a family gathering.
Maybe we don't bring those things up, Mikey. Maybe we don't bring those things up. You could just sit this one out.
No, I have to own it. I messed up. You have to own it, but you gotta accept it. You gotta accept it, man.
That's all right. I'm not mad at you. I'm just curious as to why you did that. But
that was funny.
Don't punish yourself for no reason. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was going to come up with a list of everything I have this thing say, because I don't want to just like fire off instructions at it all night and miss the wrong target. Computer. Who is the man who no one understands but his woman? Oh, thanks. All right. You can't hear her. That's all right.
No, did she say shaft?
She should have said Kush, but she said you are. So that's obviously not the right one.
Kush. Damn right.
Actually, that's actually one of my theme songs. It's the theme song I came out to at the Hall of Fame. Nice. Theme from Kush, thanks to I Am So Loco out of Michigan.
I remember that video.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it once. All right, yeah. Before we move on to our movie review of this week, quick mention, shout out to the 6th grader from Oklahoma who made me feel absolutely shitty about myself because he has already achieved way more than I have ever have. So imagine. So this sounds like a plot from a movie, which I still wouldn't believe, even if it was said based on true events. So this 11-year-old from Oklahoma, Davion Johnson, but just because the way it looks on my piece of paper, I'm going to say Dwayne Johnson because it's The Rock, and this guy is The Rock basically. So
I'm surprised The Rock hasn't reached out to him yet.
Oh, I bet he's going to give him a Jeep. It's because he loves giving away Jeeps. And this 11-year-old's going to go, I can't drive.
Or
it doesn't matter if you can't drive. Here's a Jeep. It's just great.
This 11-year-old's going to get so much poon from The Rock's Jeep. What?
Just rough. I can't see. But yeah, so 11-year-old Dwayne Johnson from Oklahoma was named an honorary member of both the sheriff's office and the police force, which is that a good reward? I don't know. Anyway,
yes,
but he was
two different things. It's an honorary thing. You get a sticker, they send you a letter. Yeah, that's it. They arrest you in 4 years for drinking on the corner.
Wayne, you're an honorary member. You're bringing down the force, man. Hand in your badge and your gun.
No guns.
And your Jeep. But
The
Rock gave me this
Rock
Jeep.
gave it to me.
can't be trusted, Dwayne.
It's my Jeep though.
You're drinking too much soda, man. What happened to you? Oh, Jesus. Anyway, so what did this guy do? What did this kid do? So, the Dwayne, performed the Heimlich maneuver on a classmate on December 9th. And that evening, whilst on his way home from school, helped a woman from her burning house. What a day.
So he had two separate unrelated incidences where he just stepped into action and saved the day.
Yes.
That's amazing.
What a guy.
Not only do I love this story, but we need more stories like this, not just on the Waffle Box Pod, but just in life in general. And more people need to be stepping up like this. All right. This 11-year-old is an inspiration it should be to other 11-year-olds and everyone older than him, such as me in my 40s. Like, well, one, I don't seek these things out, so it's rare if one of these things comes up ever. But to have two of them separately and just fearlessly just spring into action, god damn, that is amazing. And I love this story.
Oh, yeah. But I normally try to make jokes and make things funny, but just seriously, this
we
guy,
can still make this funny, and
this
this
kid
is
is
still
amazing.
awesome.
Like firstly, in his class, so this idiot, because I mean, I don't want to call him an idiot because obviously they're 11, all 11-year-olds are idiots. So this one kid in his class tried to loosen the cap of his water bottle with his mouth. Right, already you need to learn that if you can't do it with your hands, your teeth probably aren't going to be able to do it. Whatever. But yeah, he choked on the water bottle cap.
Oh, so you got it. So he got it off though.
Yeah, he succeeded, I guess. So I guess maybe I'm the idiot. So
you're the idiot, Mike.
Maybe I'm the weak teeth. But yeah, so
What's wrong with you, dude?
Davion immediately sprinted over and did the Heimlich maneuver. And I love this. From the account of the witnesses, when he did it, the bottle cap popped out. Yeah, no shit, he's not dead. So obviously the thing came out. You know, that's anyway.
I gotta say, my only experience with the Heimlich maneuver is what I've seen in movies and television, and I still don't know if I would be able to perform it correctly.
No, and what makes it even more heartwarming is so he told the newspaper that he'd learned the maneuver on YouTube. Like, so this kid went out of his way to learn how to save other people's lives at 11.
Take that, Captain America.
Oh, I was like riding a bike up and down the street pretending to be a Formula One driver when I was 11. This kid is saving lives. Oh, what a waste. Anyway, so then later that same day, he saw this woman on a walker. So this old woman on a walker on her porch as a house was burning down. And I quote, I thought, oh, she's not moving fast enough.
Amazing.
And so he went over there and basically helped her out and get her to a truck and so she could leave. Like, what a guy. And then I bet he got home. He got home from school and I bet his parents were like, what time do you call this? And he's like, don't. I've had such a day.
Why do you smell? Are you smoking? Dwayne, are you smoking?
Drugs.
Just period. Are you just smoking? You smell like smoke. Why do you smell like smoke?
But you know, because this story is so amazing, you knew he was like, no. So this kid at school was choking on a bottle cap, and I gave him the Heimlich maneuver, and I saved his life. And then when I was walking home, this old woman was in a burning house, and I went in and helped her out the burning house. And his parents were like, "Why are you lying about? Get your room. I didn't teach you to lie." And he got punished. I know he got punished for this until other people actually
go
he's
the
telling the truth.
opposite direction where they still didn't believe him, but they laughed at it. And they're like, "Oh, Dwayne, will you never cease to quit? Come here, boy. Let's have some ice cream."
What TV shows are you watching, crazy bastard?
What TV shows are you watching, you cheeky bunky? You cheeky
what do
bastard.
you like, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock? Where'd you get that Jeep from? Anyway.
I hope Joe Biden reaches out to him.
I hope everyone reaches out to him.
Yeah, man. Send this kid every gift card out there. This kid needs a PlayStation 5. Like, he's earned it. All right.
Yeah.
Let's put together a GoFundMe for him to have a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox. I'm not partial. Whatever he wants, man.
We don't judge.
This kid deserves to be rewarded.
So yeah, I apologize for butchering that. Davion, Davyon, Davion Johnson. What a guy. What a guy.
The Rock definitely needs to reach out to him.
The Rock is definitely giving him a Jeep at some point. It's gonna happen,
or at least like a kid-sized Jeep. Like something he'd still have to like. He'd need like some sort of go-kart license or something stupid. I don't know.
Or the Rock could just chauffeur him to and from school for like a week, and he'd be like really cool.
The Rock doesn't have that kind of time for that sentimental bullshit.
I'm busy filming Fast and the Furious 28. I can't be doing this. Why is it Mr. T? Why am I doing Mr. T? I pay the fool that thinks I have enough time.
You should make your New Year's resolution not to impersonate Mr. T.
I pay the fool who thinks I'm not the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. That's my Rock impression.
That's trouble.
Anywho. Speaking of movie stars, let's segue to this week's Kush's movie review. It's when Kush watches a movie, then talks about it on the podcast. All right, this week we got some green shit coming down the screens, ones and zeros, and all that.
I wonder if that's a filter I could access. No, too late. It's too late. I should have thought of that before the show.
Alexa,
Matrix 4.
Alexa, give me a filter.
Alexa, filter me into the Matrix. You got it, Kush.
So yeah, Keanu Reeves is back because he loves
Matrix 4.
bringing back old movies, Bill and Ted, and now the Matrix
Resurrections. I don't know if he even loved doing this. Maybe he was enticed. Maybe it was just money. Maybe he does love this franchise. I don't know. I don't know why this movie exists.
I don't know.
But when I heard it was going into production,
terrible.
The third one was terrible, Mike Fish. Like, obviously, everyone loves the first one.
The first one, if you haven't watched, this is to look our wonderful Syrup Squad. Up. If you're listening to this or watching this and you haven't watched any of the Matrix movies, watch the first Matrix one and then stop. Because the problem is the second one's not that bad, but the problem is
enjoyable.
But the problem is once you've watched the second one, you have to watch the third one, and the third one's trash.
I disagree.
Really?
We don't have to watch that third one. I've seen the second one several times without going into the third one. I've only seen the third one twice.
But that's because you have seen the third one, though.
Yes.
But I'm saying no. What I'm saying is, if you watch the second one for the first time, and you haven't watched the third one, you are going to be thinking,
watch the third one at that point. But
that's what I'm saying.
But you don't have to. You don't take it from us. We're professionals. We do this every day. You don't have to. It's disappointing. It's unsatisfying. It's just exhausting.
So just watch the first one.
Just stick to the first one. But the second one's got a lot of fantastic action scenes in it, man. Like that thing on the freeway still holds up. Like,
anyway,
I'm right, Mike Fish.
So the Matrix is back. Anyways, you know what?
Matrix 4.
One thing I did like is because this is what a lot of movies do when they, out of nowhere, for no reason, like I'm sure Lethal Weapon 5 or whatever the fuck one's coming out soon is going to do, is when there's a huge gap in movies in a series, they normally do a really bad job of explaining what happened in that gap. Like why is there a big gap? Why the first movie is so close together, and why is there a big? It doesn't make sense in the universe. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Whereas I thought this one, I kind of liked the whole Neo had removed, like was out the. He'd taken the blue pill.
No, not even. So
what was
first
the
off,
pill?
You did get to see this, did you? because a couple hours ago you're
Well,
like,
I'm only going by the 12 trailers I've watched.
Okay. So no.
Okay.
So in
Break it down
Matrix
for me. Break it down
Part
for me.
3. Spoiler alert for the Matrix 3. Neo dies, but it's a whole like negotiation with the architect and those within the Matrix, like, hey, I'll just sacrifice myself, but leave Zion alone, and like let's just have some peace, and you can plug me back in however you want me to be plugged in, and I will just go the fuck away.
So that's how
But he
bad the
also
third one
dies.
was. I forgot that happened.
Yeah, or something like that.
To that
happened.
effect. Anyway, yeah. I remember he having a
Anyway.
conversation with the architect. I remember that bit.
Yeah, that's what I remember at least. There's actually an explanation where they took his corpse and Trinity's corpse, and then they like with brand new AI and a new version of this, and then upgrade that, and they reconstructed his body. Like they were like impaled by like all sorts of rebarb and all this bullshit. Like they're pieces of Trinity and Neo are missing at the end of the Matrix. Yet, however, you see robots piecing them together, and that kind of makes it a Frankenstein movie. However, they plugged them both back into the Matrix, and inside the Matrix, it's only been 20 years. Tom Anderson, aka Keanu Reeves, is a successful video game programmer. He has made the most successful video game franchise in the world, called The Matrix.
So I remember in the first one, he was an unsuccessful video game guy. So I'm glad
he was just a hacker when it wasn't cool to be a hacker. When you were just an outcast. You're still an outcast. You're still antisocial, but it was very underground. Now he's mainstream. Everybody knows Thomas Anderson, Mike Fish, and he not only made a successful game called The Matrix, but it had 2 more sequels. All right,
and the third one was terrible. Don't play
the third one.
Don't play the third one.
They don't really talk about the third one. They don't really talk about that third one. But this franchise has been so successful that after 20 years, Warner Brothers, and that is not a misquote or an unintentional, just Kush is drunk and decided to throw in Warner Brothers. No, Warner Brothers has said, hey, you're going to make us a 4th Matrix, or we're just going to make it without you. That's how we roll these days. And so Thomas Anderson is stuck making a 4th entry into the Matrix video game series.
The end.
Meanwhile, there's all sorts of stuff going on inside the Matrix. Inside the world of the real, it's actually been 60 years. And we might start getting into spoilers, so I'll just say this. Neo, or Tom Anderson, just instinctually has made something called a module. I don't understand this video game speak. He made this tiny little, I'm going to call it an app, for lack of a better word, where the events of the first Matrix are happening, but now they have different people portraying them. One of the Smiths isn't a Caucasian. It's actually Yahya Abdul-Mateen. And he actually gets unplugged and turned into an ally for the rebellion, and becomes the new Morpheus. To be fair, he's fine. I like the Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, but he's no Larry Fishburne. He's no Lawrence
You
Fishburne.
can't replace Larry Fishburne. He was so good.
You can't. Well, if you still love Lawrence Fishburne, and I think we both do, there's plenty of retro footage of him within this movie. They do a lot of callbacks to all 3 Matrix movies, where you'll see Neo and one of the Smiths in a fight. You'll see Lawrence Fishburne as Morpheus explaining everything, and the red pill and the blue pill. Like that, tons of callbacks within this film. Is 15 minutes of this movie. Mike Fish, Waffle Box Pod. I see you have a question.
Mike Fish, Waffle Box. So why? So you did more research than me. Why wasn't Lawrence Fishburne in this movie?
He's probably too old and too fat.
Oh,
or he just didn't want to do it. But regardless, they paid him. They have to pay him money for that, for the use of his likeness from those first 3 movies. So I don't. I'm sure he only made a fraction of what he made in any one of those films alone, but best case scenario, he's in the movie and he didn't have to show up.
So they were able to unplug one of the agents.
So at the end of the original Matrix, the Hugo Weaving Smith is, we see him killed, but what actually happens is he was just unplugged or
So I didn't know he was a real person.
Whatever.
I thought he was a computer program.
He is a computer program that has evolved into his own thing. He's no longer with the Matrix. He still hates humans, and he's just around fucking shit up. He's basically a Trojan virus now.
So the old school agent isn't in it.
Hugo Weaving is not in this movie. Again, unlike or just like Lawrence Fishburne, Hugo Weaving only appears in retroactive footage from the trilogy. Again, great for him. He didn't have to show up on set. He's still in the movie. He still got paid.
And those are real winners.
Those are the best. Those were the 2 strongest winners out of this whole thing. I don't want to tell you much more about it. So
The only reason I was talking about that earlier was because obviously in the trailer, the way they make it seem like it is that Neo or Tom is part of his morning ritual, his vitamins is where he's taking the blue pill. Yes. So that's kind of, so he's trying because in
Tom
visual,
Anderson is seeing a psychiatrist played by Neil Patrick Harris. Neil Patrick Harris has him on a very heavy sedative because Tom Anderson is dealing with the craziest anxiety that most video game programmers do deal with. And it just comes off of that. He's just overworked, overstressed. A little medication will help him out. But that's how they keep Neo under wraps, keep him sedated.
And then what happens? When did he take the red pill?
Well, the Morpheus version 2 shows up in a scene very, very familiar with the very first movie, where he's like, go to the other corner, duck into this cubicle, blah, 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 meet me in the bathroom, things like that. And it doesn't necessarily go the way they want it to. And anyway, blah, blah, blah. Eventually, Neo does take the red pill. Tom Anderson does take the red pill, and then he is back into the Matrix, and they re-unplug him, and it's a whole thing. And that's when we find out it hasn't been 20 years since the first Matrix. It's actually been 60 years since the Matrix. And then this franchise, which has tried as hard as it could be to not be Star Wars, introduces robot allies and tiny little CGI characters that aren't the main focus, but could definitely be made into toys had this been a more successful film. It actually is the hardest I laughed in this movie is when we introduced the robot allies. Again, Morpheus version 2.0. He's also a robot, so I guess he counts as one of those robot allies. But like, there's a itty bitty little digital stick bug, and it is very reminiscent of the stick bug from the Fantastic Beasts, the Harry Potter prequel. And it's just like, oh, Warner Brothers, of course. That's like they just literally just took that mold and put it in the Matrix because
I get that merch, baby.
They can totally do it if they want to, if it is an option. And I don't think this is going to be an option. We'll get into a little bit more of that.
No,
later.
I don't think many kids are asking for Matrix 4 toys this Christmas.
Well, they definitely won't be after this year. Again, this was a Warner Brothers film, so the same day it went into theaters, it debuted on HBO Max. This is actually the last movie that is going to do that for 2021. it was Warner Brothers' experiment for the year. It was their Hail Mary. It failed. Warner Brothers released over a dozen movies. Almost none of them made any money because they released everything on HBO Max the same day. That should probably be a whole separate episode, if not next week, maybe in 2 weeks. But
maybe tonight on Late Night Syrup.
Oh, we can totally do that. Write that down, Mike Kush. We will do that tonight. Anyways, The Matrix, it does a lot of meta stuff. It does a lot of revisiting. It tries to do something different. I don't think it necessarily works, but when I heard Matrix 4 was coming up, I didn't want it. I still don't want it. I thought it was going to be bullshit. But going into that with those expectations, I was like, this was entertaining. I laughed at everything I probably shouldn't have laughed at, but I like this a lot. I was absolutely entertained. I would probably go see it again on HBO Max, and I'm just giving it a 3 out of 5. Nothing crazy. I would not recommend seeing this in the theater. The special effects are very under par from that first movie, which still came out 22 years ago. Like, yeah, special effects are bullshit compared to what they did in that first movie. So.
I mean, yeah, in the original Matrix trilogy, other than there's a couple of those scenes where it looks very computer gamey, but generally, yeah, it's an incredibly looking movie still to this day. They look amazing,
and they try to make callbacks with that. They literally reference Bullet Time, which was just the production name for let's put 22 cameras in this one position and then have them all do one snapshot. That's what Bullet Time is. But they absolutely make prime reference to it, and they try to make it cuter. They try to do a meta thing, and it's just it doesn't even look right. It looks weird. But anyways, I liked Matrix 4. Don't expect the first Matrix ever. I would say it's better than Matrix 3. So that's not saying much. Is it better than Matrix 2? Debatable. But it was better than I thought it would be. And I still thought it was going to be a big pile of bullshit.
I think it's just one of those. It's going to be like one of those little itches. Like if you watched the first 3 Matrix, even as much as you don't want to watch this movie, eventually it's going to annoy you. Oh, no, I have to watch it. I have to watch this. I have to see what's going on.
No, you definitely don't. But
I'm not saying you have to.
2.5 hours.
But because for me, like I said, I was in the same camp of like, there's no need for Matrix 4. I don't care about it. But I know I'm going to see it, even though I don't want to see it. And I don't want, but I know I'm going to be like, I want to see it. I want to see what they did.
It's better than it has any business being.
It's better than, is it better than Bill and Ted 3?
Yes. And I went into Bill and Ted 3 through the brother-in-law network, so I still saw it for free, but I was just like, yeah, this is going to be some bullshit. And I'm like, yeah, this is cute. I don't hate this, but I also didn't pay money for this, so I don't hate it. There you go. But I also have no desire to see it ever again. And I didn't like Bill and Ted 2. That's why I didn't want a Bill and Ted 3.
Yeah, Bill and Ted 1 is definitely the best and the only good one.
Still holds up.
Again, very good movie. Very good. It's a good idea. It's a good idea for a movie, and it went too far. This is when Hollywood gets greedy, my friends. When Hollywood gets too greedy. All right, 3 out of 10 for Matrix. Resurrections, whatever it's called. Resurrections. Check it out if you want to. If you don't, check it out if you have got HBO Max. Watch it on there. If you want to watch it, don't go to the movie theaters.
It's available till January 21st on HBO. Then it'll disappear for a few weeks and then it'll come back.
Yeah, probably come back.
Yeah. I don't recommend seeing this in the theater. FYI, it cost over $100 million to make. Its opening weekend, as opposed to its first 5 days, was $12 million versus $22 million. It's officially a bomb. Almost every movie that Warner Brothers came out with this year with doing the HBO streaming and theatrical release all bombed. I still say there was a lot of COVID restrictions. But
yeah, I might
yeah.
be, but we'll get into it on Late Night Syrup when we
Yes.
dive into this subject a little bit more. So if you want to check that out, if you don't listen to this on Wednesday and you missed the live stream, or if you are listen to this on Wednesday and you can watch it, go to twitch.tv/late night syrup to have this conversation continued on. And it'd be awesome if you could join us live at 11 p.m. Eastern, 10 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Pacific. And you can join the conversation with your comments and we'll interact. It'd be fun. Do that now. But yes, that's going to wrap up the final Waffle Box of 2021. Make sure you hit that follow, subscribe button, whichever platform you're watching or listening on. Follow us on Twitter at Mr. Mike Fish. He is at Kush_Hayes. We are at Wafflebox Pod on Twitter and Instagram. For all the links that you need, including our merch store at wafflemerch.com, which you can buy this sweet t-shirt. Go to enjoywafflebox.com.
Are we doing a charity for dogs as well?
We're still, that's going to be an ongoing thing. So if you want to go to wafflemerch.com, there's a special selection there called Waffle Box, and all the profits from those shirts and hoodies and all that good stuff goes to New Jersey Humane Society, which is a non-kill dog shelter here in New Jersey, which is awesome. Shout out to them. Pow.
And then, folks, check out, I want to plug the microdose, but I'm going to plug Little Sister Hayes Corner. January 1st, she's got a brand new special coming out. It's actually a YouTube exclusive. You'll find it on bosnet.family, of course, but it's all video, no audio. That would be weird. It's all video and audio, but it's going to be on YouTube only. No, it's not going to be on any of the RSS feeds. So check that out. She talks with Michelle. I don't have the name in front of me, which is
Pfeiffer.
I wish that would be great, but no. YouTube, bosnet.family. You'll check it out. Little Sister Hayes Corner, episode 2.
Is it actual video?
Michelle
or
Turner.
Is it like a
Michelle L. Turner?
A graphic over audio, or is it actual video?
Actual video.
Cool.
That's
check that out.
Great question, Mike Fish. Actual video.
Like this. So yeah, go to bosnet.family for all the links of that as well, and enjoy wafflebox.com for all links to this. I have been Mike Fish. He has been Kush Hayes. This has been 2021. We have had 30 episodes. Thank you very much for watching, listening to 30 episodes, or however many episodes you did. Here's 2022, where we're going to complete a full year, march towards 100 episodes. It's going to be magical. I know we did the thanks and all that shit last week, but yeah, thanks. I thanked Kush last week, but this week I'm going to thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. It's been fun, and we're going to continue on to 2022. There we go. But until next time, make sure you take care of yourselves and each other.